Okay, so I grew up in the 90s, and we were taught in school that some people are born gay. The older that I get and I speak to people who struggle with homosexuality or live out homosexual lives, and actually the majority of them don't think they were born gay. They typically will correlate their homosexuality to some event that's happened in their past. Well, I want to discuss this theme today because virtually everything that I'm reading right now, whether it's Hollywood Babylon or getting into Sigmund Freud and the history of Jewish mysticism, there is some element of homosexuality. Is this a part of an occultic practice?
Do you see her words? How she's equating homosexuality to occultic practices? How she's saying that from her experiences and her conversations, homosexuality is a choice. You aren't born gay. This was posted 1 month ago, and she's still in this conspiracy theory rabbit hole where people are trying to now get on her side because she changed her opinion on her international affairs when it comes to Trump, Israel, Gaza, and things of that nature. Now she's being looked at as a saint when she still holds most of her conservative value views in her own bigotry on her channel while sitting here and trying to remove herself from Donald Trump and Israel because she doesn't agree with it. Just because someone doesn't agree with one thing someone does doesn't mean that the rest of their livelihood removes from their path. So let's continue watching this real quick because it's like a minute. This guy that she has on here is weird too. He makes weird comments.
Sexuality been pushed upon our society because it is disordering. Are we even allowed to say that on YouTube? Anyways, here to join me, Milo Yiannopoulos. Let me start from the beginning here.
I want to say I've never struggled with homosexuality. I was brilliant at it from day one.
He's a recovered homosexual, by the way. Not with that suit. Not with those glasses. Not with that gay accent.
But it did occur to me 5 years ago that hell was real and I don't want to go.
So you say you're a reformed or a recovered homosexual?
I say ex-gay because it sounds hilarious, but the truth is...
Ex-gay does sound good.
It's good, isn't it? But the truth is, as far as I've got so far is celibacy, and the good thing about the male libido is the less you have, less you want. So I never thought that I would be happy kind of not really having sexual activity per se, but it's fine. And now I'm into the messy, difficult, and terrifying business of casting my eye over the female population. It's probably more terrifying for them than it is for me.
And that's where I back out of this. Birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. Like, how are you going to sit here and say that you casting your eye on females is going to be more trouble for them than it is for you? That's just weird to say. That's very predatory. That's very predatory. And of course, Candace Owens would have a predatory person on her podcast because she revolves around the world of predatory people. She was in the world of Trump. And just because she's removing herself from that world of Trump doesn't mean that there's more swamp around her, because she's still involved with these right-wing extremists that support the views that gay people are immoral, that any gay person is going to hell. So this is what I'm saying. Just because she's now being patronized as a saint because of her views on Israel and Gaza and the normal views that women and children and human beings should not be killed in a genocide, people are now saying, we agree with Candace, but you can't forget the rhetoric that she spewed to get this man elected into the White House to her platform, through her platform to her base. So that is the dichotomy of it all. When we talk about these podcasters using their voice and then they want to change their tune on something that aligns with more liberal, but we can't forget all the effect of the rhetoric that they previously stated and put out into the world to get elected an individual who was trying to suppress freedom of speech, suppress freedoms, and arrange the Constitution into a dictatorship that he controls. And this is, in regards to Candace, like, this is what I'm talking about. I want to play this video as well here. As if my... Here we go.
And Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way, for the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this. This is our never again, okay? This is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened.
Which is true.
We will never forget this. You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are.
You know what I'm going to say? When I look at you, Candace Owens, you're the absolute vermin of our society because you were bought and paid for by Donald Trump. And you got this man elected who is now destroying democracy. So don't try and sit here and play the moral high ground because now you feel that the killing of women and children and human beings in general and a genocide in Gaza makes you somehow morally superior to the person you helped get elected and put into the office that contributed to the genocide in Gaza. You're not morally superior. You may have had an epiphany, but you have to take some responsibility and not brush it off as now you're morally superior because you saw the error of Donald Trump, who contributed to the genocide in Gaza. So this is just more rhetoric. They're trying to save face, these right-wing podcasters, to try and seem morally grounded, when truth is they are morally corrupt and bought by Donald Trump, by these right-wing extreme organizations to spew rhetoric that affects actual human beings. So stop now playing the morally superior card, Candace Owens. Stop now playing the morally superior card, Joe Rogan, and actually just admit you were wrong and try and change your ways. And other people who are now supporting these people or trying to find ways to forgive these people, go ahead, forgive them. But don't forget that these people contributed to the state of the nation we are currently in that is so hectic, so divisive, and so grotesque that they are now trying to save face. Don't forget it.